Hey everybody, it's Rebecca Johnson. I am a licensed mental health counselor and I specialize in narcissistic abuse recovery. So there's been a lot that I've been posting on social media lately regarding narcissistic parents. So I just wanted to take a quick minute to maybe give more information about that. So if you haven't seen that stuff, please flip over to my Instagram or my Facebook to see some bullet points there, kind of what that's like when you have a narcissistic parent. So growing up with someone that has very little empathy, very little compassion, very emotionally dysregulated, very emotionally immature, can really wreak havoc on a child, and even more so as an adult child of a narcissist. So there's been a lot of pressure or expectations put on you to meet your parents' emotional needs. You maybe have been the caretaker. You have been the one that's had to rescue them from their emotions or try to make them feel better. You very well could have been that best friend that is hearing all the secrets in the family, which is really never your role. So with that, because you're always trying to meet your toxic parents' needs, your own needs and wants get pushed to the side. They get invalidated, and you end up sacrificing what you need and what you want. So again, as this rolls into adulthood, it so easily can show up in romantic relationships, in your friendships, just pushing aside what you need and what you want for the sake of other people. And as you know, that can really get into some really unhealthy and dysfunctional patterns. I think another result of having a narcissistic parent is that you're always making excuses for their behavior. Oh, they just love me too much, or oh, they didn't really mean it that way, or they really depend on me. So it's really easy to justify any kind of unhealthy behavior. It's easy to justify abusive behavior. Plus, there's so much guilt, I think, that happens as an adult child of a narcissist that this is my parent. I should be doing these things. This is what's always been expected of me. So much guilt can sit there, and even society as a whole, our culture, you know, we hear things like, oh, that's just your parent. You should be respectful. That's just, they're older now and you just have to, make sure you're taking care of them, without those people really having a full understanding of what your life is like or what this relationship has been like with your parent. So there's a lot of misplaced guilt. There's a lot of misplaced shame on someone that's grown up in a toxic home like this. I think another thing is that you tend to be a people pleaser, right? This comes from years and years of growing up in a home of wanting to make sure everybody is happy with you, wanting to make sure there's no rage coming at you, no punishment, no silent treatment. So in order to try to do your best at heading off any kind of punishment or further abuse, you are doing all the mental gymnastics and all of the things to make sure everybody else is taken care of, that everybody else is happy with you. So again, as a grown-up, doing real life as an adult, right? Those people-pleasing behaviors, they're not going to serve you any longer. They're only going to get you into even other dysfunctional relationships, and really, it's going to take its toll over time. And again, what you need, what you want is getting pushed aside in order for others to be happy with you. And sometimes your worth comes from that I am only valuable if I'm making other people happy. So obviously that is a really negative belief that would need some serious work, probably through therapy. Another characteristic of being raised by a narcissist is that you probably have a lot of self-doubt. Your decisions, your choices in your life, maybe even decisions as a kid in high school and college, right? Those decisions were really minimized, or you were probably made to feel like you don't know what you are talking about, that you can't make a good decision, that your parent has to make these choices for you, or even worse yet, they just go ahead and do it, right? You feel bullied into where you want to go to college, what your career should be. This is what they want of you, so you must follow in line and do what's being asked without any pushback. I think all of that over time creates such inner self-doubt. You wonder, can I make a good decision as an adult? Can I even trust my judgment? I don't know, because I've always been held to the standard. I have to do what my parents say. They've always made the decisions for me. So it really feeds that monster of self-doubt when you're an adult. Another thing for sure is that given that this was such an abnormal, toxic relationship with your parent, you never really had that approval or that unconditional love that children as children we so want, we so need, right? And it's deserving of that, right? We're deserving of that unconditional love, to be approved of and accepted for who you are. So if you have a narcissistic parent, those things are not happening, right? Love is very conditional. You must do and say and behave in which the way they want you to. And if you don't, right, there's some version of punishment from that. And in order to be in a good space, which even feels so dysfunctional for me to say, to be in a good space with your parent, right? You're doing those things because you do want that approval. That is a longing of every child, to be accepted and to be unconditionally loved. So again, as an adult, right, doing real world stuff, grown-up relationships, workplace, maybe there's always a struggle wanting your boss's approval, maybe with your friends, right? You're doing all the things hoping to feel accepted and hoping to feel approved by them. So just to sum it all up, right? You've been pushing aside your own needs. You're a people pleaser. You have a lot of self-doubt created from so many different things, maybe even particularly when your parent rages at you, a lot of self-doubt there. You probably rationalize and defend their behavior. You want to make it okay. There's probably a lot of guilt and shame. Those things are internalized because you've been stuck in a cycle of self-blame because all the fault is projected onto you. If your parents' demands and expectations have led the way in your decision-making, right, you will definitely have issues with your own self-doubt, your own self-worth. I just want you to know, given the nature of this type of abuse, it is so very complex. It's so under the radar so many times, and often it gets ignored, and often people don't understand. So that leads to even more frustration and even more pain for you as a survivor of narcissistic abuse. So just so you know, I hear you, I'm here, I believe you. I know what this feels like, and I understand fully the long-term effects, the long-term symptoms, and the long-term results of having a narcissistic parent. So if you get anything from this video, it's knowing that another human understands you. You're not alone. You can do this. Obviously, it's best done with a therapist that is well-versed in this type of abuse. So if that's the case, I would love to hear from you. Okay, so that is it for today. I hope that gives you guys a better understanding of narcissistic parents. I will probably be doing another video on the same topic. Once again, if you have not subscribed to my channel, I would love for you to do that and leave me a comment. I love to interact with everybody that is making comments or even suggestions. I want feedback. I want to know what could be helpful for you, because those are definitely the things that I want to be posting here. Also, if that notification little bell isn't clicked, do that too. That way when I do post new videos, you'll be notified that they're up. So again, I hope everybody is well in YouTube world, and I can't wait to chat with you again.